阿弥陀佛。反正给他拍就好了，不关我们的事。你这么快就点了？你还没走出来啊？可以讲借给你，拿你负责，就是说你负责把它倒到全部暴击我都不关心，管他的，现在就是多少，反正他们在家里没事情做，他们这样筛选了，叫他们自己筛选了，等是吐出来才点哦。
恭迎真佛宗根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛师母莲香金刚上师。恭请师尊上香。顶礼坛城三宝。恭请师尊上法王座。
We just welcome our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to enter into the temple hall. His Holiness made an offering of incense, paid homage to the three jewels of the altar, and now is ascending to the Dharma throne.
恭请师母上法座。
Inviting Sumu to please take the Dharma seat.
我们先做简易的加行。
First, we will perform the short version of the preliminary
拍
practice.
掌弹指。
Invocation mudra.
念清净咒。
Recite purification
修利
mantras.
修利玛哈修利修修利梭哈。修多利修多利修摩利修摩利梭哈。哇斯拉丹呵呵南无三满多摩多兰。多鲁多鲁德维梭哈。念招请咒。
Recite invocation mantra.
梭哈。梭哈。梭哈。众弟子一心奉请。
We
南无
sincerely
宏观
invoke
圣冕金
the
刚
Holy Red
上
Crown
师
Raja
莲生
Master,
活
His
佛。
Holiness Living Buddha
南无
Lian-Sheng.
五方佛。
Namo Five
南
Dhyani
无无极
Buddhas.
瑶池
Namo
金母
Golden
大
Mother
天
of
尊。
Pramodil
南无
Jetpon.
救瘟疫度
Namo
母。
Tara
南
who
无坛
dispels
城诸佛菩
epidemics.
萨。金
All
刚
the
护
Buddhas,
法空行
Bodhisattvas,
诸天。
Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and
观想
divinities.
大礼拜。
Great
一
homage
拜
using
师
this
佛十
civilization
方佛。
first to the Guru and all Buddhas.
二拜诸
Second to
菩
all
萨。
Bodhisattvas.
三拜护
Third
法
to
金
all
刚。
Herukas and Dhamma protectors.
四平等一起手。
Fourth, half bow.
大曼达
Great
供养。
mandala
手
offering.
结供养
From
印
the offering
观想
mudra.
公平变化。
Visualize the transformations of the offerings.
念供养赞集咒，须弥四周蔽
For
日月，
Mount Meru,
万
four
诸珍
continents
宝
and sun
供
and
养
moon
佛，
transform into
种
precious
种
offerings
珍
for the
奇
Buddhas.
诸功
May
德，
these wondrous
消业
treasures
速
and
速
merits
证
purge all
菩提。
karma to all of our
嗡沙
civilization.
瓦达他嘎达伊达姆古鲁拉那门查拉坎尼里耶达耶密。四皈观想，
Fourfold refuge.
念四皈咒：
Visualize.
南无咕噜贝
Recite the，
南
mantra.
无布达耶，南无达摩耶，南无净卡耶，南无咕噜贝，南无布达耶，南无达摩耶，南无净卡耶，南无咕噜贝，南无布达耶，南无达摩耶，南无净卡耶。披甲护身，
Armor protection.
此咒：嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利，嗡波兰哲利。念救瘟疫度母心咒
Recite the
21
mantra
遍。
of Tara to disperse epidemics 21
嗡
times.
达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。嗡达拉杜达拉杜拉南无哈拉赫拉吽哈拉索哈。回向，愿同念佛者
By
同
that
生极
dedication,
乐
may all
国，
uphold the
上
Buddha,
报四
ascend to
重
the realm
恩，
utmost
下济
bliss,
三途
repaying
苦，
fourfold
见
generously
佛
from
了
above,
生
aiding
死，
those in
如
the three
佛
realms
度一
below.
切。
Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life
恭
and death.
请根本
Like the
上
Buddha,
师
may we
圣尊
live
莲
with
生
all,
活佛作总
inviting
回
His
向。
Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Homage to the thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Homage to Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Homage to Tara who dispels epidemics. Homage to thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Homage to Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Homage to Tara who dispels epidemics Bodhisattva. Homage to thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Homage to Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Homage to Tara Bodhisattva who dispels epidemics. Please shine light upon the Bardo spirits and guide them to the pure Buddha lands. We pray that you bless True Buddha School disciples with good health, eradication of sicknesses, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transform into auspiciousness, and strong commitment in spiritual cultivation. Please bless us with auspiciousness during the day, auspiciousness at night, auspiciousness around the clock. And those amidst the auspiciousness, pray for the blessings by the root Guru, absorption by the Yidam, and accompaniment and protection by the protector. May all wishes fulfilled and be auspicious. May we have attainments through our spiritual cultivation. Thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Tara Bodhisattva who dispels epidemics. May all of our prayers be granted. May all disasters and evil disappear. May all enemies and enmities disappear. May all karma be eradicated.
One.
Recite 100 syllable mantra once.
Om Pecha Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Pecha Sato Tenu Paticham Jozo Me Pawa Suto Kai Me Pawa Supo Kai Me Pawa Anulado Me Pawa Salawam Siti Me Playa Cham Salawam Karma Sucha Mem Chitamu Sri Ren Guru Hom Haha Haha He Pakawam Salawam Tathagata Pecha Mami Mencham Pech Pawa Maha Samaya Sato A Hom Hey
Recite completion mantra.
Om Blin, Om Blin, Om Blin, Om Mani Padme Hum. 西雅图雷藏寺代表进献哈达，以表
The
达最崇
representative
高
of
的
the
敬
Seattle
意。
Lezang Temple would present the offering of Hatha to the lineage root Guru as a symbol of the highest honor.
恭请根本上师圣尊莲生活佛法语开示。
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to bestow the precious Dharma teachings.
我们敬礼传承祖，
First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus,
敬礼了明和尚，
homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming,
敬礼萨迦正空上师，
homage to Master Sakya Zengkong,
敬礼16世大宝法王卡玛巴，
homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa,
图登大吉上师，
and homage to Master Tupten Dorji.
我们敬礼坛城三宝，
Homage to the three jewels of the altar.
敬礼今天降临的
Homage
千手千眼
to the deities who descended today, the thousand eyes, thousand arms, Avalokitesvara
金
Bodhisattva,
刚锁
Vajrapani Bodhisattva,
救瘟疫
and Tara Bodhisattva who dispels epidemics.
师母
Sumo,
丹真嘎措
Danjan Katso,
图登西地，
Tutan Siddhi,
各位上师、
all Dharma masters, Dharma educators,
法师、
Dharma
讲
teachers,
师、
Dharma
堂主，
lecturers, Dharma
Easy.
assistants, directors of
各位
temples
同门
and chapters,
大家
and
晚
all
安，
disciples,
大
good
家好。
evening. How do you do?
愛してるシャラネオラアミコケケロムチョすごい一番気持ちいいジュミヤピプリンプリンこんばんは你好大家好
Konbanwa. Good evening. How are you?
啊，今天呢，
Today,
先跟大家
first,
讲这个
I would like
同门的问答。
to talk about the question and answer by the disciples.
这个第一个问题，
The first question,
这个舍身是观修，舍身法
the，practice of
主要是讲
forsaking one's body
舍身
is
法
just
跟
visualization.
施身法是观修的。实际
So
上
it talks about
未舍一分一毫，
the practice of forsaking one's body. It's just visualization. In reality, when one hasn't given up anything at all, is this
有
appropriate?
何作用？
What benefit is there for the mind?
我告诉你，密教本
Let
身
me tell you,
叫做念
in
力宗，
Tantrayana is also
是
the
用
call,
念力，
the
用你的
school
念力，
of the power of the mind.
你实际上
So you
未
use
舍
your
一分
power
一
of
毫，
mind, when in reality you have
这就
not
是你
given up
本身
anything at
没有
all.
舍一分一毫。
That means because you
这
haven't
样子的
forsaked
舍身法
anything,
跟施身法叫做
then
零蛋。
the score that you will get is 0 in this
你的
practice.
舍身法的观
of
修是
forsaking.
零蛋。
So
告诉
you
你
get
很简单
0.
的密教
Very simple. In Tantrayana, many Dharma practices are visualization. All of them, in fact. Like the Fourfold Refuge.
Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sankhya. Namo Gurube.
Like Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sankhya. So when we say Namo Gurube, it means we pay homage to the lineage gurus. We take refuge in our lineage gurus. But they are not here. So, let me tell you, like Karma Ba, the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, Master Tupten Darji, Master Sakya Zheng Kong, they're all not here anymore. But you still have to pay homage to them. So the homage is real. Namo Buddhaya. The Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha, and all the Buddhas has no form, but you still want to pay homage to them. And then you also want to pay homage to all the Buddha Dharma, all the sutras. And then you want to pay homage to all the sages and the holy people. They all have no form. But if you say that because you don't exist, so I don't have to pay homage. So what would that be? What the heck is that? So like the great mandala offering, you form this mudra and make an offering. You visualize all the precious items and delicious food. They're all fake too. Where are they? You don't have them, but you visualize them. And you visualize them to be like the clouds, the oceans of clouds, very lots of them. But that's fake, so you have not made any offering at all. So say if you cook fried rice and you make an offering, does it mean that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas really descended to eat your fried rice? Of course not. Or you make offering of fruits and vegetables and you invited them to come and eat. Did they really come and eat? In heavens, there are the sage, the divine fruits, and lingzi, and even better, precious things. Why would they want to eat something earthly? But it's just your heart. Anytime you use your heart, then that would be real. But if you don't use your heart, then it would be fake. Last night, I had the vision of the 1,000 eyes, 1,000 arms, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. And he said that he's going to come today, and he did descend just now. Because you did not see, you say it's fake. I saw Vajrapani Bodhisattva, and then you said you didn't see it, so it's fake. And I saw Tara who dispels epidemics, and yet you said you didn't see, so that's fake. So let me tell you, even Grandmaster Lu is fake.
你也是假。
And you are fake too.
一句话跟你讲，
Just one
借这
statement.
个假，用了心，
We are
就在修正，
borrowing the fake
叫做借假
to
修
use
正。
our heart and mind
任何一个
to
法都是一样，
practice the
没有一个
real.
法是真的，全部都是
None
假
of
的。
the Dharma practices are real. They are all
你要把这
fake.
个假的法
So you
变成
need
真的来修，
to make the
用
fake
心去感
Dharma
受，
to become real, to
你就有了
practice
接
and to
受。
feel it with your heart and mind. Then you would experience the spiritual responses.
像昨天晚上我在瑶池
You
金如
would have
来，
the spiritual
我在观修的
experiences.
时候，
Last night,
瑶池金如
Golden
把他
Mother
手上的
came when I was
这个
practicing
仙桃啊，
the visualization,
就飞出
and
来。
Golden Mother's longevity peach flew out.
我一看到仙桃飞出
When
来，
I saw
嘴巴就张开，
the longevity peach, I opened my mouth
哼，它就进到我肚子里面去。
and it went into my belly.
真的还是假的？
Was it real or fake?
关键时刻，真的还是假的？
So at the crucial point, is it real or is it fake?
每一个法都是假的。
Each
你
or
用的
every
心就
Dharma
是真的。
practice is fake, but when you use
你
your heart
观
and
想所
mind,
有的供
then
品，
it is
千
real.
变万化，
You visualize
变
all
成
the
虚空
offerings
中
to
的云，
become innumerable, to
去供养。
become like
用了
dense
心
clouds
就
in the
是真的。
sky, to make offering.
你
Then
没有
when
用
you
心，
use your heart, then
一
it would
分
be
一
real.
毫你都没有做，
But if you don't put your heart in
那就
it
是全部都
and
是
you
假
don't
的。
do anything, then everything is fake.
在心性上，我告诉你，
So
所有一切的观修的法，在心
all the
性上，
visualization practice,
你用了心都有作用。
as long as you
你
put
问
your
在心
heart
性
in
上有
it,
何作用？
then
用
it
了
would
心都有作用。
have effect
你如果不
and
用心，
benefit.
全部都是没
But
有作用。
if you don't put your
这是
heart
第
or
一个问
mind
题。
in it, then nothing would have any effect.
我
So
跟你
that's
讲
the
一个
point.
实在的话，这个
Let
白
me
衣
give
观
you a
世菩萨
frank statement.
拿着净
The
瓶，
white robe Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva came
他用水洒我，
holding the nectar water,
用他的大悲咒水，
and she used the Mahakaruna
杨枝净水一
water,
洒，
Dharani water, and the
我那
willow
时候坐在
branch
那
to
里，
sprinkle the water upon me.
就
I
觉
was
得
sitting
那个水
there,
洒在我身上。
and I felt the water
为什
sprinkled
么会
on my
这个
body.
水洒在我身上？
Why was
因
the
为我
water
用了心。
sprinkled upon me? Because I put my heart and mind into it.
是真的哦，
That was
不是
real,
假的哦。
not false.
用了心就是真的。
As long as you
没有
put your
用心，
heart,
就是
mind
假
in it, then it would be real. Otherwise, it
这
would
是第
be
一个问题。
false or fake.
第二个问题，他问
His second question,
阎罗王是管阴的，
the Rama king is in
东夷
charge
大
of the
帝也是
nether
管
worlds,
阴的，
and also the great
大
emperor
力
of the
金刚
eastern
也是管阴的，没有哦。大
district,
力金刚管阴
and
阳
Mahabala
都管
too. No, Mahabala
都
actually is in charge
玉
of
皇
both
大
the
帝
yin and the
金刚
yang.
明王、大菩萨都可以插一脚。
Jade Emperor,
阴界到底
Vajravidyaras,
谁说
all
了
great
算？
bodhisattvas are in charge of the nether
在
worlds.
阴间到底是
So
谁说
who
了算？
is really in charge in the nether world?
我告诉你哦，
So let me tell you,
阴界到底谁说了算？
who's
我认为有两
really
个人说了算。
in charge in the nether
我跟你
world?
讲，
In my
第一个
opinion, there are two.
是
The
地
first one
藏王菩萨说了算，
is Siddhikarma
因为他是
Bodhisattva,
幽冥教主，
because he's the head of the
任
nether
何
world.
人插一脚都没有用，
It's no use
因
that
为
anybody
阴
is
间
trying
是
to
幽冥
interfere,
教主，地藏王
because
菩萨说了算。
in the nether world, Siddhikarma Bodhisattva, the king
例如我们现在来讲起来，
is
台湾谁说了算？
in total charge. Like in Taiwan, who is in charge? Of course, President Tsai. But in America, it's slightly different. Whatever Trump said, it doesn't really count. So who is really in charge in America? Like the state of Washington, the governor is in charge. To have the final say. Yes, everybody in Washington state has to listen to Governor Inslee. But America is a democratic country. However, what Trump says doesn't really count. It has to be supported by the Congress and the House, the Senate, before. So if they don't agree, then what Trump says doesn't necessarily count. But in the netherworld, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is in charge. He's the greatest. He's the head of the netherworld. However, actually it's very easy. So what you said counts. Why? Because he asked the question. Because in Grandmaster's mind, there is no netherworld. But in your mind, you have netherworld. That's why you're still controlled by the netherworld, but not for Grandmaster. Think about it. Ponder it. So someone asks a great adept, is there a netherworld? And he answered, yes. And then another person came and asked the same question, is there a netherworld? And he replied, no. So what happened? Because for the first questioner, he did not have enough mastery in his spiritual cultivation. Therefore, he would fall into the netherworld in the future. And the second questioner, because he has enough power, he's already in the heavenly realms. So therefore, the great adept replied, there is no netherworld. So now, can you discern it? So whatever you said counts. So you're in charge what you said. Because your mind has fallen into the three lower realms due to the karma created by your body and mind. Therefore, for you, the netherworld exists. Today, through your own spiritual cultivation, you have reached the heavenly realms. So what is there about netherworld? You're not bound or controlled by the netherworld. So who is really in charge? The questioner. So do you understand my explanation? The Yama King, the great emperor of Eastern District, Jade Emperor, the great Bodhisattvas, the Vidya Rajas and Herukas, they all interfere. But if you belong to the heavenly realm, none of this Yama King or the Emperor, Jade Emperor, the Vidyaraja, the Bodhisattvas can control you. If you are not in the heavenly realms, then all this, the Yama King, the great Emperor of the Eastern District, the Jade Emperor, the Vajra, Vidyarajas, Herukas, great Bodhisattvas, can all be in charge of you. And now the third
什
question.
么是双照法？师尊说是行者放光照众
What
生，
is the double shining
佛
practice?
放光
According
照
to
行
what
者。
Grandmaster said, is the practitioner
有没
shines
有
light
其
upon
他的细
sentient
节？
beings,
有，
and the Buddha shines light upon the practitioner. Any details on this?
当
Yes.
然有细节啦。
Of course there are details.
修行人要放光照众生，修行人
For the
先要
the
自己有光。
practitioner has to have his own
佛
inner
当
light.
然可以放光照行者，
Of course, the Buddha can shine light
但是
upon the
行者
practitioner.
呢，必须要有光
But the
去照众
practitioner
生。
has to have light
这个
to
就是细
shine
节。
upon sentient beings. This
那
is
么
the
你行者
details.
身上要有光出来，
So the practitioner
这
has
是细
to
节呀。
emit the light.
你要修行的
That's the
次第呀，
details. You have to
修到
follow
自己行
the
者身
step
上
by
有
step
光，
of
那光跟
you
光相
practice
照啊。
until your body has light, and then
佛
light
菩萨的光
reflects
也能
upon
够
light.
照你，
So the
你也
Buddha's
能够
light
照众
can
生。
shine on you, and you can shine upon the sentient
你等于
beings.
是活菩萨一样，可以
So
照众
you're
生。
just like the Buddhas and
你身上一
Bodhisattvas
定要
can
有光，
radiating light
要
upon
修出这
sentient
个光，
beings. So
这
you
是
have to
看
have light
到
on your body.
细节
And in
次
order
第
to
一样
emit
一样的
light,
修，
you have to
修到
follow
你自己身
the
上有光，
practices step by step according to the development
这个
stages
就是细
until
节呀。
you have light on your
啊，
body.
有没有
That's
其
the
他细节？
details. Is
不
there
是
any
说你
other
行者说有
details?
光就有光啊，
It's
对不
not
对？
that you
你一
have
定要修到
you
真的
want to
有
have
光啊。
lights and then you do have lights. You have to practice until
啊，
you
师尊在
truly
梦中
have
啊，
lights.
可以伸手
Grandmaster in his dreams can
这样，
extend his hand
然后呢，应用自己的
and I use my mind,
念力，
the power of my
把一
mind
样东西吸到自己手上。那像前面有
to
很多的书，
draw
只要
something
其中
to
一
my
那一
hand.
本书，
Like
就到师尊
there
的
are
手上。
many books over there and I want one particular book
梦中
and
可以做得到。
immediately my book came to my hand. I could do
哦，
it in
我
my
要什么
dream.
东西？要一杯水，
Like I want a
那
cup
一
of
杯水
water
咻，就到我手上。
and that cup of water is in
那
my
是在
hand.
梦中做的。
That was in the dream.
那是在梦中，我可以用念力，
I could use the power of my mind
那个水，把整个椅子腾空，像我做的法椅。
to make the whole chair like this
好，
Dharma
用念
throne.
力
Use the power of my
让法座
mind
念飞起来。
to make
哎，我
this
真的在梦中
Dharma
真的飞起来
throne
飞起来
fly.
西方
Sure
之中
enough, it did fly
我在梦中可
in
以
my
做得到
dream. I could do it in my dream.
现实我做不到
But in real life, I cannot.
啊！要训练自己的念力，
So you need to train
让自
your
己的
power
念
of
力做到。
mind so that your power of the mind can do it.
所以呢，放光照众生，当然有细节。
So shining light upon sentient beings, of course, has
当活菩萨
details.
降在我身上，
When the
我不能再
Buddha
再作
descends
秀了。
upon
刚
my
刚有活
body,
菩萨降在我身上，
now I cannot do it just show, but just now
因为他降
I
在我身
had
上就会变脸。
the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas
就会变
descend
脸。
upon me, and then my face would change.
然后，当然了，这些都是经过修行的，
Of course, you have
经
to
过修行。
train in the spiritual
有
cultivation,
双照法，行者放光照众生，佛放
the
光照
double
行者。
shining practice. The practitioner
当然有
shines light
细节，
upon
就是
sentient beings,
次
the
第
Buddha shines light
你怎
upon
样
the
修到
practitioner.
自己本身有
Of
光，
course,
可以去照
there
众生。
are the procedures, this development
观想
stage
咒轮在心
then
轮旋转
to
变
practice
持
until you
咒，
have light,
有
and
开
then
心
of course you
轮的
can
作
shine
用。
light upon sentient
那么
beings.
有没有观
Next,
想咒
the
轮
visualization of the
在
mantra
其
wheel
他
revolving and
有
chanting the
脉的修
mantra
法？
has
有，
the function of opening the heart
一样
chakra.
是有。
Is there a
密轮
visualization of mantra wheel at other chakras? Yes.
气轮有，
The secret chakra,
心轮
navel
有，
chakra, heart
喉轮有，
chakra, throat
眉心
chakra,
轮有，
brow
这个
chakra,
顶鞘，这个顶轮
and
有，
the apex, the
海底轮
crown
有，
chakra, yes, and the
都
base
是有，
chakra. They all have it.
都有观修的方法。
They're all visualization practices for them.
再来一个问题，
Next
请
question.
师尊开示。
Please advise on the
佛
following.
说谛言、谛师言，必密
Quote from
成
the
就仪轨。
sadhana of the secret attainment of
其
Indra
行
as
人
spoken by the
先
Buddha.
悉仪，
Quote,
阿塞
the
雷
practitioner should be at an
起
acharya's
信
place
静心，依法
and
传
with
授，
faith and
然
respect
后求至
receives
本尊
instructions, then
威神
asks for the
加护，
protection from the powerful Yidam
广大供养诸佛如来，
and
为众生作
offer
大布施，
greatly
行
to
人
the
当面
all the
恭请，
Tathagatas and Buddhas
十供
and
量，
also give charities to
然后
sentient beings.
面悉复行30供量，方入一供，其状
And
四方
the practitioner walks to the east for 10 arrow measurements, then faces the west and walks 30 arrow measurements.
行
Enter
人
a
既
palace
以
with
窗
4
有中，
lattice
观
windows.
见种
He
种
is
树木，
immediately inside it, seeing all
树
kinds of
皆
trees,
是圣
and
妙。
these trees are marvelous
这里
medicine.
提到的地方是有形还是无形？
So these places that it
今天就是在
mentioned,
这样讲
is
有
it
跟无的。
concrete or abstract? Is it tangible or
我跟你
intangible?
啊
Today we are all
前
talking
一个
about
礼拜
existence
我
and
跟大家讲
annihilism.
四重结界，
Last week I was
观想
talking about the
四面
fourfold
金刚墙，
protection. Visualize the
观想
four
金刚网，
walls,
观想
the
金
Vajra
刚
net,
地基，
visualize the Vajra
观想
foundation,
金刚火，
visualize the Vajra
就
fire,
结界。
then you perform the protection.
请问是有还是无？
So, let me ask you, does it exist or not?
你做了观想啊，师尊现在做观想，做四重结界，观想金刚墙，
So let's
在我的四周，
visualize. I visualize the Vajra walls on my
观
four
想
sides
虚空中有金刚网，
and visualize in the
观
sky
想
there's
自
a
己的脚
Vajra
下
net
是金
and
刚地基。
visualize under my
我做的
feet
法座
is the
化
Vajra
为金刚
foundation.
地基，
The Dharma throne
观想
transforms
四
to
面
become
墙
Vajra net
升起了金刚火。
and visualize there
请问
is Vajra fire
是
on the
有还
Vajra
是无？
walls. So my question is, did that exist? Does that exist or
我
not?
用了心观想就是有，
When I use my heart to visualize, then it exists.
如果钦差公共的呀，
They
钦
exist.
差，钦差行行为，钦差
If
公
you
共
just do it
就是没有。
haphazardly or lightly, then they don't exist.
所以你按照这个佛说谛师言，必密成就仪轨，
So
按照这个
this
做
is according to
用了
the
心
sadhana of the secret
就是有。
attainment of Indra as spoken by the Buddha. If you
那个
follow
所
it
看到的树
and
木，
put your heart in it, then they
所
do
有的树
exist.
都是圣药，
So the trees that you see, all the trees
就是
would
有。
be marvelous medicine. Then they do exist then.
你如果钦差做做嘞，钦差
But if you just do it
钦差
without
钦差
putting your heart into it,
就是没有。你说有形还是无形呢？
so do you say they exist or don't
无
exist?
形是有形，有形也是无形。
So the existence is nihilism
用了心
and
就是有，没有用心
the
就是
nihilism
没
is
有。
existence. So if you put your heart in it, then it exists. If you don't
师
put your
父每
heart
天
in
在
it, then
观
it
修，
doesn't
就
exist.
是用了心。
So every day when Grandmaster
所以
practiced
像那
visualization,
个
I
观世
certainly
音菩萨
use my heart and
拿
put
杨柳
my
净
heart
水
and mind into
洒
it.
我的时候，
So when Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva
马上
sprinkles
哇，
the willow
水就冲
branched
到我
nectar
脸上，
water
全身都是
upon
水。
me, I could feel the water on my face and all over body. Then it existed because I put my heart into it. And when Amitabha Buddha used his hundreds precious auspicious light upon me, I felt, I received it, so it did exist. Was it intangible? Yes, but I experienced it. So the answer, existing also doesn't exist, and not existing is also not existing. Not existing is also existing. The next question, the armored horse in Taoism and the wind horse of Tibetan tantric practice function both in the tangible as well as intangible world. One has an armor on top of the horseback, and the other one has 3 jewels amidst fire. Are they interrelated? Yes. So they are interchangeable. One has an armor, and the other horse has the 3 jewels amidst the fire. So they are interrelated, interchangeable. One is in Taoism, the other one in Buddhism. When I practice the treasure based energy yoga, I would feel extremely tired. Why? I am able to hold my breath for over 2 minutes and also have all kinds of auspicious signs, such as my hands that used to be cold are now warm. That is good. You can hold your breath for over 2 minutes and you have all kinds of auspicious signs, and your hands that were used to be cold and now warm. That's all excellent. But after practicing the treasure based energy yoga, you feel extremely tired. What's the reason? We don't have that many people here. Master Lian Wang, where after you practice treasure based energy yoga, would you feel tired? Nope. Master Lian Wang replied, nope. And Dharma Brother Dexter, after you practice treasure based energy yoga, would you feel tired? No. And Liang, Dharma Brother Liang, would you feel tired? He shook his head. And Bizen Master, would you feel tired after practicing treasure based energy yoga? No. Why? Then you should ask yourself. Because I also don't feel tired. You don't feel tired after practicing the treasure based yoga. Why would you feel tired? Maybe your physics different. Never heard anybody feel really tired after practicing the breathing yoga. Because we only have 4 people here, so I've asked 4 people. Sumo is not counted in there. Would you feel tired after the breathing practice? 5 of us say no, only you said you're tired. So I just don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't know how to answer your question. You should ask yourself.
不修就不累，
You don't feel tired when you don't practice, and you feel tired after you practice?
很怪。
That's weird.
闭气也不会累啊。
Holding your breath also does not make you tired.
这个很难回答，哦。
That's very difficult to answer.
因为我们都不累，只有你累。
Because none of us feel tired, only you
就去
do.
sleeping。
Well, that's good too. Then you
累
can
了就去
sleep if you
睡觉。
feel tired.
今天跟大家谈到过。
So today, I would like to continue to expound on Lamdre.
这个讲过了，饮食失调觉中漏，行止不端过中漏两项，以前章教师之
Leaking
饮食
during disharmony due to diet and leaking due to the faults of improper stop and go. We've talked about this
此等为
before.
终极戒，
The above two is the same as the instruction on diet and receiving ambrosia with
极
dignity.
为珍贵。
These are the very precious instruction on the hindrances and protection during the middle accumulation method. Now we will talk about the latter accumulation period. In the verse, the hindrances refer to both the hindrances due to afflictions and hindrances due to knowing. And what is the hindrances due to afflictions? It refers to the incessant thoughts which can be guarded by the three kinds of entrance to the cultivation. And hindrances due to knowing. Even in meditation, there are spiritual experiences of the 8 faults. Guard this using the key formula of letting it be, to give rise to the 3 faultlessness. After knowing that it is the faults of meditating, let it be. If it doesn't give rise to faultlessness, practice it. And know the experience according to the 6 instructions. This is the temporary common 14 guarding practices, for a total of 30 protection practices. This is the main text for the 7 chapters on the common path of rebirth and nirvana.
后极戒，诵引障者有2，即烦恼障跟所知障。
So in the latter accumulation period, the hindrances referred in the verse refer to both hindrances due to affliction and hindrances due to knowing. The first one is simple. In entering meditation, there are 2 hindrances. One is hindrances due to afflictions, and the second one is hindrances due to knowing. According to the wordings, hindrances due to afflictions, like when you have afflictions, or worries, emotional disturbances, or troubles inside your mind, it would continually appear in your mind. Then that would hinder you to enter samadhi. When you have afflictions, you cannot focus. And when you cannot focus, you cannot meditate. What is an affliction? There are all kinds of things. There are all kinds of afflictions. Like we talk about it, food, wealth, fame, sleep, and also greed, anger, delusion, all kinds of sufferings, also an affliction. You have to discard all these afflictions. You need to expel them. But if you cannot, you can just put it aside, put them aside, ignore them. Then that way you are discarded them. Actually, it's extremely difficult to eliminate your afflictions. As we know, to practice meditation, you say it's very important to practice meditation. If you know there would be hindrances due to knowing, you know that meditation is important, focus, concentration is important, and you keep repeating to yourself, I want to enter samadhi, I want to enter samadhi, I want to enter samadhi. And because of this, that becomes your hindrance. You should not think of it. You should just be easy and at peace and at ease. That's one method. Here, guard it using the key formula of letting it be, to give rise to the three faultlessness. So, letting it be. Just go the natural flow. So you use this method. So go the natural way. That's the key formula. When you feel tired, then you go to sleep. That's the natural way. When you're energetic and you cannot enter samadhi, then you chant while walking. You chant sutras or mantras. And then, when you feel you're settling down and you're not so tired either, then you can enter samadhi. It would be very easy for you to enter samadhi. If you feel really tired, and then you want to meditate, and you have no thoughts at all, then suddenly you fall asleep. You would be drowsy. But if you are so awake, it's impossible for you to enter samadhi either. If it's too tight, that's when you're so awake. Then you can walk and chant. But if you are too loose, you might as well just sleep. So it has to be just right in between the tightness and looseness. And then you'll just go the natural flow. Then you can enter samadhi. So that's hindrances due to afflictions and hindrances due to knowing. If you have too much afflictions, then you have incessant thoughts. And hindrances due to knowing. You know that you need to meditate, but you should not have thoughts about it in order to be in concentration and enter samadhi. Now let's continue on the worldly path. What is it?
三道引道就是气道引道，
Three guiding
一个是戒
paths,
甘露
which is the guiding path of the qi,
引
the
道，
guiding path of the
一个是
area
脉日
ambrosia,
引
and
道
the
脉
guiding
日
path
引
of
道
the channel
二
seeds.
行道就是五道，
And
37
second is the
菩
two
提分
action paths,
37
and
道
they
品
are 5 paths and
37
37
菩提分
body divisions.
现教示议论之
This
四
is
正
now the
道，
instruction on the worldly
论
path,
文判七项而示
divided into 7 sections.
道之总建立：一、普特伽罗欲现正圆满
A
正觉
bodhicharu seeking to affirm the
如
perfect
商主之
perfect
三道引道
realization has
如说
3
经之
guiding
二
paths
行
like a
道
master
道
merchant,
两种，
or 2 action paths like a
这个
predestined
就可以做标
host.
题啊。
These are all
三道引
just the titles.
气的道
3
引
guiding paths,
戒的
the
甘露的
guiding
道
path of the
引
qi,
脉日的
the
道引
guiding path of the
气的
ambrosia,
道引
the guiding
就是
path
我
of
们
the
气的
channel
循环，
seed, and the guiding path of
戒
the
甘露
qi
的
is
道
the
引
qi
就是白菩
circulation,
提、红菩提的
and
道
the
引，
guiding path of the
脉
area
日
ambrosia
道引
is of that
就是
white
脉
and
里
right
面
body,
跟
and the
法
guiding
日之
path of
间
the
的道引。
channel seeds are those inside the channels and the Sanskrit syllables.
气道引道、戒甘露道引道、
The guiding
脉
path
日
of the
道引
qi,
道，
ambrosia, and
六
channel
世
seeds.
间道中为
And the
三级
worldly
界
path
分
is
界，
divided into the 3
出世
accumulation
间道
periods.
则与
The
四
out
道
of worldly
分界，
path is divided into 4 empowerments.
这个都是标题啊，
These are
标
all
题有世间
mostly
有
titles.
出世间的。
There's the worldly path and the
先
out
讲
of
一个
worldly path.
气道引道，世
Now
间
let's
道
just
以
talk
下，
about the
以初级
guiding
界
path
中
of the qi.
引带凡
In the worldly
损恼
path,
之
at the
气
initial
道引道
accumulation,
用修习力行气一切脉处，
realm
而列为松解脉结，
use
气脉生
the guiding
痛
path
受
of qi to
亦
destroy
如
the
北
afflictions.
风如刀，
When you practice
以终极界
to
中
move the
以
qi
无损
to
无
all
益
the
之
channels
气道引道，
and
用
to slightly
暂
loosen
时
it,
所修
it
之
would
力
be very
开
painful,
解主要
like
脉
the
结，
northern wing,
且
like
心
the
气列为
knives.
沉静，
But in the middle
气之
accumulation
痛
period,
受止息，
you guide the
亦如
qi
春
without
风
destroying or benefiting. Then you use the continual practice to open the primary channel
后极
knots.
界中
Then
以
the
即利益
mind
之
qi is
道
slightly pure
用
and
串
settled,
习坚固
and
之
the
力
pain of the
开
qi
启
is
一般
stopping
的脉，
like the balmy breeze in the
解
spring.
且
At
心
the
气
latter
极
accumulation period,
沉静故，
the
生诸
guiding
多禅
qi
定利益，
is
能
beneficial.
以气
You
消
use the
除
continual
大众
strengthening
生错乱
power to
一
open
切损
the
恼事，
normal
亦如
channel knots,
下轰
and the
送
mind qi
以此
is extremely clear and
判
pure.
世间道
Then you would benefit all kinds of meditation, and you can use this mind qi to eliminate the great chaos in the body and to destroy all afflictions, just like
这
the
里谈到气道
cool
引道
breeze
的
in the
问题
summer.
其实他讲的就是
That's the worldly path. So actually what it talks about is about opening the channels.
在初级界中
In the initial
以
accumulation
带
period,
损恼之气道引道，
The qi guiding path is to try to destroy the affliction. You use the power of your practice of moving the qi on the channels in order to loosen the knots, but it is very painful, like the knives of the northern wind. So you need to loosen the knots of the channels. Say areas that have knots of the channels, for example, over here, when there are knots, then you would be painful. Simply say, we can say, the muscle. You know, in the pain there is knots. The point, like on your back, you need to find the knots. And then you use your qi to open that knot, to open the painful knots. What is this? Okay, let me just use something as an analogy. This is a mala, a rosary beads, and then you tie a knot here. And there's a knot formed here. So when the qi moves to here, then there would be pain over there. And the pain is like the northern wind. It's like the knife cutting into you. That would be painful. And how do you alleviate this pain? In the initial accumulation period, you need to move it. You move the qi or use your fingers to push, to press on it. It would be painful, but once you loosen it, then it would be smooth and there would be no more pain. And now the qi circulates and you feel no pain. But if there's a knot, when the qi reaches this area, there would be pain there. And you need to try to find a way to open the knot. Then the pain would be gone. Things will move smoothly. So, in the initial accumulation period, the qi guiding path, you try to destroy or to alleviate the knots of the qi. When you massage it, to open it, that would be painful, but after it alleviates it, then you would feel fine, no more pain. That's what it meant. So there are two methods. For the qi practitioner, if you feel pain anywhere, say over here, then you tremble it. Right there, so that the channel would open. Then the qi knots would be loosened. But if you don't have enough strength in your qi, but Grandmaster has enough strength. If I want the qi to the fingers, it would go there. If I want it here, it would go here. If I want it there, it would go there. If you have shoulder pain, you can tap it. All the same, you can open your channels Just like that chanting beads earlier, you loosen the knots of the area. 2 methods. The first one, use the qi inside your body to open it, to loosen it. The second method is to use the Vajra face exercise or yoga to open it, to circulate it. Say if you feel discomfort here, then you do that. You move it around to open the knots here. If it's on the head, you have headache, then you can massage it with your fingers. It's like brushing your hair to smoothen the channels over here. So if you feel the symptoms of qi knots over there, then you use that method. Or you use the qi inside you to push it out. Or you use your physics to do it. And the other one is the Vajra fist exercise, and the other one is using your qi to alleviate it. This is important. They use all kinds of names. Jokes about the epidemics. So shake hands. Now they're asking us not to shake hands. Otherwise there would be infection or transmission of the virus. You high five just for a short moment. So that's better. But still it's not the best. And then fist to fist. That's also a way. Shake hands is the worst. High five. High fist. And the best one is to raise your middle finger. What is this joke? So the middle finger is using the tantric Vajra finger. This is really because, I'm very mad about this, because this is a subjugation mudra, and for the subjugation you need to form this Vajra finger, and this is our tantric things. This is how you do it. This is Vajra finger. This is Vajra finger belonging to Tantrayana. And now they use it for something else. This is very useful. We can draw mantra using this. It's very, very beneficial. And then you can use it to subjugate, to subdue. So there are two subjugation mudras. One is like this, and the other one is like this. In Taoism, there's the heavenly commander. So he is holding this middle finger going up. So it's just being misused by people in this world. But actually the middle finger is a true subjugation mudra, which is this mudra. It's a very important one. And now they played a joke on it and made it something useless. When I was looking in my pocket, I lost my keys. I didn't realize it, so I went back to try to find it. And on the side there were young lovers, and the man kept asking, "Whose is this? Whose is this?" And I thought he was talking about my keys. So I replied, "It's mine, it's mine, it's mine." And then I found out that she just got pregnant. Too bad. My face hurt for a few days. So the joke was like this. It's not very smooth. So he lost his keys and he was trying to look for it, and he saw young lovers by the side, and the man kept asking, "Whose is this? Whose is this?" And he thought they were talking about the keys, so he said, "Mine." It turned out that the girl got pregnant. That's a joke. That's the crucial moment. So, like the key moment of existence and non-existence. Grandmaster experienced the spiritual sensation, but they are intangible, but also tangible. So if you put your heart in it, then it exists. If you don't put your heart in it, then it doesn't exist. So that's the crucial point. That's the critical moment. And it's not that you just put your heart and then it exists immediately. You have to train in putting your heart for a long time in order to make it exist. It's not that the first time you put your heart in it, and then when the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva sprinkle her water, then I would drink it. But there's nothing, because your power is not there yet. So the crucial point is to put your heart or not. When you put your heart for a long period of time, then it would be beneficial. Everything in the world is fake. Do you think the dollar bills are real? No, they're just being recognized by the government. If they don't recognize it and the world doesn't accept it, then those bills are actually just papers. It has no use at all. That's the point.
在台湾宜兰的一家烧鸭店餐厅老板，在监控中
Yilan City, a duck, roast duck restaurant, the boss wrote on the board, new customers, 0. Looking like customers, 0. Out of town customers, 0. Local customers, 0. Death count, 0. because it's a roast duck restaurant, so the death counts of the ducks also 0. It's very stable. No business at the restaurant. What the owner thought of. Okay, let me tell the joke that I thought of. Mrs. A told Mrs. B, "You look very tired." And Mrs. B replied, "Yes, because my husband is sick. I have to take care of him in the hospitals 24/7. And Mrs. A said, "Why don't you ask a nurse?" And Mrs. B replied, "Oh, because we hired a nurse, that's why I'm very tired." That's why I have to watch my husband for 24 hours a day. You know what it means? This Taiwanese joke. Taiwanese healthcare is truly amazing. The 2 elderly men have nothing to do, so every day they go to the hospitals. In the morning they go to that department, in the afternoon they go to another department, and one day there's only one man, and the doctor asks, "So what happened to the other guy?" "Oh, he's sick, so he's resting at home." When he's really sick, then he cannot go to the hospitals. I have told this joke before. Let me ask you a question. When a man and a woman just beginning to date, they never fart. Master Lian Wang? Politeness. When a man is on a date with a woman, they don't fart. At the beginning of a date, it's a soundproof gun. Soundproof, so no sound. But after a long time, in a relationship for a long time, or after getting married, then it becomes like a bomb. That's what they drew here. Why everybody becomes a dynamite after getting married? Because you're so close already. You don't care about face or not, or weaknesses or not. Every day we keep saying, "Pooh." The man and the woman. The king said, "Is my new robe ready?" And the tailor said, "Yeah, it's done. It's right here." And the king asked, "Where? I cannot see it." And the tailor said, "This kind of textile can only be seen by a smart person." And how about you, king? And the kings replied,
我有一个大胆的想法，
Oh, I have
传
a
令下去，
brave
明
idea.
天起所有的宫女都用这
Please
种布料做制服，
command from every morning all the palace servants should wear clothes made of this textile, this kind of textile.
今天跟大家讲到这里。
So today, that's
先跟
all.
大家讲一下，我们华盛顿州的州长奖，
So I would like to let you know that the governor of Washington State on May 1st and today's May
5月
2nd,
1号讲，
he said
我们的居家令
that the
可能要
stay-at-home
到
order
5月底
will
到6月，
go
到
to
6月居家令，
May
也
31st.
就是说我们每
to
个人都
June
在家里。
So we have to stay at home
这是要
until
跟大家宣布，是不
the
是这样？
end of May.
5月31号
Not
等于是6月
May
1号，
31st.
就是
So that's the
要到
same as
6
June
月
1st.
1号5月31号，居家
to
令到
May
5月31号，
May 31st.
但不是决定在那一天。
But it's not decided yet that on that day everything will be free.
看当时的
It
情况，
depends on the situation.
当时的情况，如果是已经好转，
If
就可以
things
在
have turned
5月31号
for the better, then
解
on May
开居家令
31st, they would
解
take
开了居家令。
away the stay-at-home order.
那如果当在5月
However,
31号的状况还是不好，
If on May 31st the situation is still not good, it's possible that it would be extended.
所以我们目前在华盛顿州西雅
So in
州
the
长就是这样子
in
讲，
Seattle, in our state of
要到
Washington,
5月
that's what the
31号
governor
才
said.
能够解除。5月
That
31号
stay-at-home
还不一定，
order
还要看
will
当
be
时的状况
taken
再做解
off
也就是
by
那
May
个时候
31st,
才
but it's
再宣
not
布的意思。
determinate
目
because
前
it
是预
depends.
算是5月31号，
That's the plan, but it will depend on the data.
所以这个状况呢，
So
当然不
that's
是
the
很好，
situation now. It's not so
啊
good.
还要赚1个月。
We have to do
我
it
觉得
for
这个
another
一
month.
个月，这几个月来，
This past few months,
我觉得
I
有一
feel
个感觉，
this
这个感觉就是说，
this
师尊
feeling
呢
that
跟师母呢
Grandmaster and
都
Simu
已经在吃老本。
are already eating into our savings.
都是在吃老本，但是你也不能够难过啊，对不对？
But you cannot
你
feel
不能难
bad
过啊，因为哪一个国家，哪一个
because
人
which
都
individual,
还得
which
有钱
country
赚的，
can
几
still
乎
earn
每一
money.
个人都在受苦，都在吃老本。
Almost everybody is suffering
以平等
and
心来
using
讲起来，
their
我们讲平等
savings.
心好，
Talking about
现
the
在哪一
mind
个
of
行业
equality,
都是惨兮兮的，
all kinds of
哪一个
businesses
行业都不好，
are not doing
不是
well.
只有你一个人受苦。
Not just you,
几
one
乎所
person,
有的人全部在
almost
受苦。
everybody suffering too.
所以以平等心来看，
So from the mind of equality,
心安理得。为什么呢？
we should
大
just
家
be
同
at
样受这个
peace.
苦。
Why? Because everybody is,
你想
because
想
it
看，
happens to
我
everybody.
们还算幸运的，
Think about
师
it.
尊
We
师
are
母还算
lucky
幸运
enough Grandmaster and Simu are quite lucky. We can be seated here on this Dharma throne, giving Dharma teaching. This is truly fortunate. And your bodies are still okay. You don't get the coronavirus, and you're still fine. That's also good luck. Although that we're eating into our savings, everybody is, because it's equal to everybody. Therefore, it is quite fortunate. You can have more time at home. You can chant and strolling around. You can meditate. You can chant the Buddha's name. You can chant mantra. You can practice all the 4 preliminary or fundamental practices one by one. So that's truly fortunate that in this period of time you can put your time into your practice. Then you would be luckier than others. Use your mind, put your heart in it, focus to practice the 4 preliminary practices. Just do it. For these few months, you're very fortunate. Other people may not know how to live, but you do. You have time. You can just quiet your mind and practice. Chant the Buddha's name, chant the mantra, do the Dhamma practice. Then the wistful time is transformed into beneficial time. This is very important. So what Grandmaster is today saying, so coronavirus in the eyes of Grandmaster has lots of good sides. For spiritual cultivators, there are lots of lucks. Lots. If you understand that, then you make the best use of your time and you would receive more mastery and power, and you would receive extremely tremendous blessings from the Buddhas, and you would gain the boundless light on your body. So please make the best use of time during this period of time to quiet your mind, to settle down, and to cultivate spiritually. That would be a fortune. That is the best of luck. Om Mani Padme Hum.
感谢师尊珍贵的教导。
We are
恭
very
请师
grateful
尊加
to
持
His
大
Holiness
悲咒水，以
precious
及
Dhamma
加持网
teachings.
络收看的大众和工作人员。
Now we are inviting His Holiness to bless the Great Compassion Holy Water and also to bless everybody.
顶礼坛城，一拜师佛十方佛，嗡啊吽。二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽。三拜护法金刚，嗡啊吽。是平等一起手。今天的网络直播到此结束，非常感谢大家的收看。